Today we're in one of the top 5 most dangerous cities in Alabama. This particular city has tons of history behind it, and we're hoping to find some valuable antique river treasure. Let's go see what we can find right now. Today we're in a very urban creek setting, but it's for a good reason. We're still searching for old history that was lost in this water over a century ago. I got a lead from a city worker who told me that they were digging a sewer line pretty close to this creek, and I see a sewer outlet up there about 30 years ago. And he said at about the depth of 8 foot, they started finding old whiskey jugs. And you guys know me, I couldn't help but come and check it out. Of course, I've got to stay in the water today. I don't have permission up here yet, but I am in the midst of looking for the property owner and contacting those guys so we can dig a hole. Meanwhile though, I'll search the water and see what we can find. The rule of thumb, generally speaking, is when you see a rock bottom like this one, it usually pulverizes any old glass. So what I'm trying to do is get above this. You can see up in front of me that the rock shoals kind of stop once we get out from under this bridge. Once I get over to this side, I'm hoping that maybe something had the potential to survive. So last year, we actually removed around 1,200 pounds of broken glass, which is pretty phenomenal. Take a look right here. There's something pretty in blue. Looks like that was the side to a milk of magnesia, which would have been a stomach medicine. There's not enough there for me to be able to tell if that would have been a screw top or a cork top. And milk of magnesia can still be bought today, actually. I think I see a cream jar over here, amongst a bunch of other trash guys. So keep in mind, I've only got one backpack with me today. So once it gets full, that's all I can carry out. Oh, it's just a half of a cream jar. First find of the day is gonna be right here, guys. And we got a very nice marble. This one doesn't appear to be as old as what I like to find. It's still a pretty marble, and it's gonna be a good jar filler, so we're gonna carry that one out with us. Looks like I've got more glass right here. Big, thick piece right there. That's gonna be from like a window pane green piece, and then here's a whole cream jar. And for those of you that may be curious about the age and maybe thinking, well, these are probably from the 1960s or 70s because I remember them. These things actually didn't change much all the way from about 1900 up into the 60s. So they look very similar. Without a name on it, it's hard to tell. This one looks like all it's got on the bottom is a 16. So I'm thinking this is probably a little bit more modern because I haven't seen the aged glass that I've wanted to in this particular spot. This is the very first time that I've ever walked this creek, so it's just a surprise of what may be here. I would not be shocked in the least though to find a gun or something like that, because this is a pretty bad area. There's a bunch of these like funky looking seed things. I don't know what they are. They look weird floating on the surface though. And the rocks too are actually kind of weird here. You can see it looks like there's quartz veins running through them. I have a lot of people in my videos tell me to take a gold pan with me to check for gold because they see black sand or quartz in the gravel. Sadly, in our side of the state, in our particular area, there's not much gold. We have to be close to Talladega before we really start finding any gold in the Georgia line. So far, I've walked all the way from where that car just crossed the bridge to here. You've seen the amount of glass that's just in this one stretch. We've got a long ways to go though, so let's keep going. Every time I turn my camera off, I spot something else that's pretty neat. See this glass with that iridescence on it? That's like carnival glass. This stuff is very collectible. Some of this will actually reflect under a black light. I showed y'all an example of this just a few weeks back. So that's definitely gonna be something we take out to make jewelry out of. We're about to make the turn right here at this bend, and then we're gonna be headed back into town, so the glass should only pick up from here. So I started watching the bank, and I took this little, I guess you would call it a ditch, up the side of the creek right here. Just found this little piece right here that's got roses on it. Nice little platter. Doesn't have much crazing, so I can't tell the age. And as I was looking though, I can see where there's like some kind of slag. This would have been what came out of a furnace or something like that. And we usually find that at dumps. And then look right above it, an old cork top bottle, guys. Probably a shoe polish, but this tells me that the guy that gave me the lead is probably onto something. Got to find that property owner and get the info so we can get up there and dig a hole, guys. This is what we were looking for. Let's keep going and see if there's anything else in this creek though. Thought that I had a pot. I think I got a skull. This is definitely a first. It's gonna be modern. I think it's gonna be something that's probably got some kind of Spanish heritage to it. I forget what it's called, that cartoon with the dead in it. I forget. I don't know. We haven't never watched it, but anyways, yeah, that was laying here. Skull in the creek. And it was a salt or a pepper shaker. You just never know. Oh, hey, look. I think I see up here. Yeah, look. There's the box it came in. There's the other one. Salt and pepper, $3.99. I'm gonna take them out and put them on eBay for $3.99. That's wild. They'll go in the bag though. They don't belong in here, and I'll carry them out. Y'all want to see something naughty? That tree. Get your minds out of the gutter. Look at all those knots on that tree. I'm talking about just bunches of them. Got a few cans showing right here. I know that's not what a lot of you think about when you think about treasure, but I'm here to tell you, can collectors are pretty wild. This one's got a barcode on it, so it's a little bit newer than what most of the can guys like, but it is a Mountain Dew, and it's pretty roached. Take a look right here though, and we've got another one. I almost hate to stick my hands in here. Just a Schlitz beer. And that one's in pretty good shape. That one probably is going to come out with us, guys. I know you think I'm crazy keeping these cans, but I promise you guys, there are collectors that'll love these. First cell phone of the day. Looks like it may have been a cheap BlackBerry. It's seen better days. I still am yet to figure out how a bunch of YouTubers find cell phones that are still functioning in the water. I have found literally thousands, and I've never found one that was still working. Just makes you kind of scratch your head and go, I know that this right here doesn't look like much, but this is the very first cork top of the day. So this is the first thing that makes me think that we're right over a century old with some of the trash that we may be able to find, which is now treasure. And I just pulled up my Onyx app, and this is actually a right of way for the city. It's about 100 foot wide. It goes from here to the next road. So I'm gonna get up in this right of way and walk across just to see what's up there. I'm hoping that there's gonna be some trash up on the bank that I just can't see from down here. I guess this ditch probably explains the right of way. They must have to keep this cleared out to keep the city from flooding. Doesn't look very inviting though. There's two skulls right there. What is today, a 2 skull day? 2 glass skulls and then 2 dog skulls. I don't know if that's a good sign, guys. I'm gonna walk up this ditch though and look on both sides of it since it's a right of way and make sure that I don't see anything exposed coming out of the bank. So I followed this ditch on up into town, and I've got something sticking out right here. It looks like it could be a milk. Oh, it was a milk, but it's all busted. What's it say though? Foremost. That would have been a Foremost milk. And I think that that was from Birmingham, if I remember correctly. Seems like Foremost may have been a really big chain though and been everywhere. This one's seen better days, but this is the pretty good chunk of bottle though. Hey, look. I think I see a mid right there. Y'all see that? Right there. That's wild. Hey, it is embossed. It says Vega Cow. Oh, panel's gone. I don't know what Vega Cow was. I don't think I've ever found one of those. Let's set it by the milk. And suddenly, we're back at turn of the century with that cork top. That milk's probably 40s. So we're gonna walk this whole ditch line down through here. Make sure that I don't miss anything. Check that brick out. Looks like it would have said St. Louis. I've definitely never found one of those. And look right here, here's a piece to a jug. Then we've got a shoe polish bottle. And, hey, that one's embossed. Where was that? I took my waders off. Looks like it says Gilmard Faux Sublime, New York. That one's different. It's a screw top. It's probably 40s too, but it is nicely embossed. Right here's a pretty good little stretch of glass though. Must have dumped right off this edge. Got another one right here. Let's see if this one's embossed. Nope. Golly. It is whole though. That right there blows my mind. That one should have been embossed. There's a murder weapon. Only kidding, there's a knife. Some kind of lamp. There's another knife. Looks like somebody lost their whole silverware set. I'm gonna set that down and pick it back up here in just a second on the way out. There's a chair. And suddenly, look at all of this mess. This is way more than one person can get out. So at this point, I'm just searching for the old bottles, guys. It's a Keystone brick. I don't think I have one of these. I think this is like a little bit newer fire brick. For those of you that don't know, I collect all of these, and I'm actually building a walkway out of the stamped bricks. So I have got quite a collection going right now. I'll have to show you that sometime. Boy, that would have been a good one right there, guys. Alabama Bottling Works, Bessemer, Alabama. And I don't think I've ever found one of those whole. So I'm on the right track to find something I've never found before, or at least I'm in the right area. Kind of cool though. We'll keep this piece, take it out, and it'll be my placeholder until I find a whole one. All I saw was the handle at first. As I pulled, I could tell that it was broken, so I didn't turn it on until I got it out. But that would have been to a churn because the handle is so low. And that would have been a really nice piece, guys. Heartbreaker for sure. Let's see if I can catch it before it gets covered up. There's a button. That one's not glass, but it is older. Another jar filler. Just got an Energizer flashlight. I wonder if this will work. If I put a new battery in it. I'll have to try it and find out. Here we go, guys. Coca-Cola from Birmingham. This is a straight side Coke. This is going to be about probably 1914. So there again, over 110 years old. This one cannot be upcycled, but it doesn't belong in here, so let's get it out. Just raked this little guy out. It's actually whole. The amount of litter here, guys, is pretty ridiculous. It's just a Moreline competitor with Vaseline. Right around the turn of the century. This could be up into the 20s or 30s, but still probably right around 100 years old. We'll take it. Let's keep going. Just raked this guy right here out of the side. This is kind of similar to that one I found earlier that was stamped, that was broken. This would have been the same style, but this one's whole without the stamp. Again, this one's a little bit more modern, but it's still cool and it is whole. Nice ceramic piece. It's a good shelf piece. It's worth keeping. Here you go, guys. Cell phone number 2 of the day. Another dead one. You can see it's separated up here. That one's a little bit nicer than that BlackBerry we found earlier, though. Definitely probably stolen again, like I said, where we're at. Somebody grabbed it and tossed it. So we'll carry it out of here. Never know what you'll find in these old ditches, that's for sure. Just looks like I just scored a couple of really cool bricks. This one still has some of the concrete around it, but it says Southern Clay Manufacturing. I don't think I've ever found one of these. Oh, there's another one. There's 2 of them in a row. That's really cool, guys. Really, really cool. I hope you guys can make it out. I mean, that's 2 that I don't have, so I'm very, very happy with those bricks. And again, I know I'm a nerd for the marbles and the bricks, but these things are cool, guys. So I went through the town. Now I'm on the other side, and this is turned into probably one of the worst creeks I've ever been in. I feel like I need a biohazard suit. Look at the amount of trash. It's absolutely disgusting. I guess from the last flood that we had, it washed all of the plastic that floats to this grate, and it all got caught. I mean, I need a dump truck to get all of that. That is absolutely ridiculous. Look at all the plastic, guys. My goodness. I'm gonna say something to the city about this and see if we can get them to look at it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Look right here. I bet you the gun was in there. There's a holster. The gun's probably washed someplace underneath all of that crap. Because why else would the holster be there? There's nothing wrong with it. That is absolutely wild, guys. Again, absolutely terrible area, terrible amount of trash, and I am definitely out of my element. I want to go back to the ghost towns. These ones where people still live are disgusting. Maybe I won't catch some funny disease trying to save this marble right here. Oh. Look at that one, guys. That one's pretty. We'll take it. Again, the trash is still continuing, but not nearly as bad as where that grate caught most of it earlier. I've been telling y'all over and over today how bad the area is. You see all that wire right there? Somebody came, stripped it, and then they burned what they didn't feel like stripping just to be able to steal the copper out of it. We are actually in one of the top 5 most dangerous cities in Alabama right now. It's probably not good that I'm solo, but it's pretty rainy out, it's cold out, and that usually seems to keep most of the people I'm worried about away from me. I cannot believe this, guys. It actually makes me kind of sick to my stomach. I think I'm about to change up what we're doing and go metal detect an old house site for a few minutes. I've only got about 45 minutes, but I've been wanting to check it and see if there's anything there. Let's go do that now. For those of you that have been around the channel for a minute, you probably recognize this area. You can see the old truck bed back there. Well, that was in a past video, and behind that we found a couple of mason jars, and we figured that there may have been a moonshine still site here, and there was actually an old house that was up the hill to my left. Today though, we've only got about 30 minutes, and I wanted to give my new shovel a try. So I've got a new Predator Tools shovel here. I'm excited to give it a shot. I've never used one of these guys. So let's go break it in, see if I can find a couple relics within the next few minutes. Check this out, guys. That is a good signal. It's double beeping, so it kind of makes me think that it's shallow. And it's pinpointing kind of big, but let's find out what it is together. So I'll tell you guys this Predator is definitely a root monster. But check out my first signal that was pretty good here. Got an old padlock. I haven't cleaned it off yet. I wanted to wait till you guys could see it. Let's see. It is gonna say something, guys. Let's see here. My gloves are so muddy. My goodness, my gloves are muddy. It says RFD, and I can't remember. I think that's rural delivery, but I don't remember what the F is. It might be federal. And on this side, it says mail. That's actually a really cool lock. It should be made from brass. I don't know the time frame of this, but I would say probably right around turn of the century. Regardless, this makes me think this site's gonna produce. I've already been here about 15 minutes, dug up a couple of pull tabs, and now I got this. So I'm only just a few steps away from where I started, and there is a ton of targets in here. All right, guys, check this out. It's either gonna be a shotgun shell or a button, about guarantee it. All right, guys, I know it's in the plug. I just don't know where yet. It's right there someplace. Oh, I think I see it. See the edge of it. It looks like a little button. I gotta take these gloves off. They're so muddy. It's driving me nuts. I guess my hand's just gonna be dirty. Is it a button? Oh, I don't know. That would be like a snap button for jeans. Or it could be even a wick knob to a lantern. I have to clean it up and find out. Regardless, it's probably older. So that's two pretty good relics within my first 20 minutes here. So we're definitely going to be returning. Guys, I am back home now. I wanted you guys to see this after I cleaned it up just a little bit. You can see it says RFD, really good right there. And what that stood for was rule-free delivery. I had no idea. And this thing is brass. After being in the ground though, you can't tell because it's pretty cooked, but I think I can bring it back and make it look really good. This is a great looking lock. As a matter of fact, there are a ton of reproductions out there, and this one's legit. Makes it even better that I found it. That little thing that I thought was a button, I thought it said something. It's just got kind of like some little dots around it. I don't know what that is. Like I said, if that's a snap, if it's a button, or if it's a lantern or wick knob, who knows? But we know we're on a good site, and I can't wait to come back and bring Miranda. We'll see you guys in the next video.